between the three.
I think an Earthshaker would be a pretty good pick, but I highly doubt that they're gonna pick up the Earthshaker.
Earthshaker would have been okay. Not too sure if a Jug would have been too happy about an Earthshaker. There are chances that they may get blocked off. So TNC, what is their final pick? Lion would have actually been a great pick, but TNC banned it at last. So unless they consider maybe going for a jungler, maybe they consider an Enigma here.
I'm thinking, I don't know, I have Rubik in my mind because there's so many spells to steal.
Rubik makes sense as well, actually. You can get Amplify damage, Death Ward, even the Elder Titan's Earth Splitter as well is really good. So that could be an option too, although I don't really feel like it'll be a Rubik. I don't feel it.
I don't know, I keep picturing Rubik in my mind. Oh, Enigma, you were right.
There we go, Enigma from Mineski as their last pickup. So it's going to be a jungler. It's a great way to have that extra control up against the Slardar, Lifestealer, and Timbersaw.
Especially that now his black hole damage goes through BKB, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, it's always gone through BKB.
No, the damage.
Oh, the damage?
Goes
yes,
through BKB,
it is now pure damage, yes.
So Lifestealer's gonna have a really hard time because I think Enigma's gonna prioritize his black hole just for the Lifestealer so that he doesn't rage.
It doesn't need to just be for the Lifestealer. Also, just having an Enigma, you have this sort of mentality factor. So when TNC wants to fight into Mineski, because they're running a quad melee lineup, if you're melee, chances are you're going to group up. Whereas if there's a black hole in the field, it forces TNC to consistently think about positioning, saying like, oh, we're starting to group up, we need to back up, we could get black holed by the Enigma. So you also have the mentality factor just because you've got Mineski running this Enigma. So let's do some quick team introductions here. I'll do TNC as we are looking at them right now. They are smoked up. Raven is going to be handling our Lifestealer. Sam H on that Slardar. EU the captain on the Elder Titan. Demon's going to be playing on the Witch Doctor. And finally we have Cuckoo that's going to be playing on this Timbersaw. Now first, before we do the next introduction, we may have a bit of a tussle here as Cast and Raging Potato run into the entire TNC lineup. Now catch potential, not quite there for TNC. They don't have the best ways of getting in here, but it looks like they're trying to bait them in as everyone is coming into the fight. The Crusher's there onto Raging Potato, the stun onto Demon, the Cask is there, it's bouncing through, but it looks like Demon's gonna be the one to give away first blood. TNC, they've given away first blood. Can they get a turn kill here onto Raging Potato? At least they're trying to finish him off. One more hit from Cuckoo, that's gonna be ending his life. And now Cask throwing this onto EU, EU dropping low, he's being chased up. One more hit from Jules, just one more. Is he in range? He's not, he's trying to run away. They could have gotten two, but now they turn onto Ben-Hur. He's only got silence, he doesn't have the orb, he's not going to be able to get out. Ben-Hur is dead. That's 2 kills going into TNC's pockets now. Mineski, they got first blood, but they give away 2 kills. Okay, I'll let you do Mineski introductions now. Sorry.
Okay, on Mineski we have Cast on Vengeful Spirit, who's got really low mana right now. Raging Potato on Juggernaut. I love that name. Raging Potato.
Oh yeah, French fries.
You love potatoes. You love potatoes.
I do.
You got Jules on Enigma, Ben-Hur on Puck, and finally you have KeyArena on Tidehunter on the offlane.
Okay, so it looks like the lanes more or less are going to be relatively the same. No one going for anything unexpected, nothing different. It's practically
But over in top lane, you have Slardar being blocked out by the Juggernaut. It spins Fairy Fire, he's one hit away, and there goes the Slardar.
So that's a kill going into Mineski's pockets. Now that's going to be really good. It goes into Raging Potato as well, who's going to get a nice little influx of gold at the end of the day. And the Slardar, he actually used his salve to try and survive that.
Yeah, he Fairy Fired, but unfortunately that wasn't enough to keep him alive.
Well, keep in mind now Raging Potato is pretty low on mana. He's being salved up, but because he has low mana, it means that Sam H is going to feel a little bit more safe than he normally would be in that middle lane. Just because Juggernaut's not going to be able to go for that spin anytime soon. It looks like for now EU is going for a rotation instead. He wants to put pressure mid, or is he looking for Jules on this Enigma? Looks like he might just be hunting around for the Enigma, maybe trying to just soak up some EXP. He sees him with this Observer Ward as well, so EU gonna at least come in for a contest. Gonna hit Jules, he wants to cancel this Clarity if anything, and he does get that cancel. So nice little value hit there from our Elder Titan buddy.
He's just there to be annoying, basically.
Yeah. Bounty Hunter versus the Chen. Just a pest.
Chen or the bounty?
The bounty's a pest because he.
Over in mid lane, you got Puck coming in with the orb. Timbersaw dropping really, really low. He's got 38 HP, but manages to escape. But Puck's in a lot of trouble right now. He's got an orb in 1 1 second and
One
he
more,
orbs away,
one
but
more. EU, is he fast enough? He is. Oh god.
he's gonna get hit by a tower. I thought it was gonna drop.
Nope, did not drop that double damage rune. So much value for that Elder Titan. So you actually get the kill, a return kill, when it actually could have been Cuckoo to die. The biggest reason why Cuckoo didn't die
It's because of reactive armor.
reactive armor, but also poor man shield. So you get the chance of blocking the hits.
Yeah, he dropped to 24 HP at one point, but unfortunately Puck didn't have enough damage to kill him off.
So I like the build that Cuckoo has actually decided to go for because he knows that Ben-Hur is going to be consistently trying to push him out of lane. He's gone for 2 points into reactive armor. So he gets the free regen, which is 30 HP per second, whilst having the extra armor bonus. So there's not really much Ben-Hur can do. Fresh out the Timber Sword. He's actually a huge pain. Looks like down that bottom lane we see Bocarino being slowed down by Raven. And it looks like this will be a kill onto the Tidehunter. Trying to go for a turn, but he does finally drop to the Maledict. So that's going to be another kill going into the way of
And
TNT.
over in Dire Jungle, you got Enigma getting Echo Stomped by the Elder Titan coming in. Oh, but he's stunned. He's got 2 hits away on the Enigma, but I think Enigma's gonna walk away.
He's going to be able to get out. It's just those boots. The boots and the Windlace on EU has been super annoying. Get the stomp off. He's actually going to farm the Enigma summons. Oh gosh. It's actually been quite useful with his time though. He has been hindering Jules, so it's not just going to be a free mechanism or a free blink on that Enigma. It's been a huge pest.
But one of the things I hate about Timbersaw is that you can't kill him. He's like Bristleback. You think you killed him, but you didn't kill him.
Okay, you can kill him.
It's just a lot harder.
Oh, so it looks like Jules. He's coming in with a haste rune now. What is he looking for? Is he trying to go for a bit of a backstab? Nope, just going to be farming. So it looks like maybe Jules was trying to see if someone was farming in this camp, and then maybe trying to go in for a bit of a kill whilst going in for those summons. So at least Jules is nearby. They can still go for this backstab onto Sam H, as he has decided to put 2 points into Malefist. So they're going to have access to another way of chasing down that Slardar, if anything. And especially because Sam H has gone for the sprint, he will be taking that bonus damage. So here we go, Jules. Coming for the backstab, stun to start from the bench, the spin as well. Malefist is there, and Sam H should be dropping here. Line and sinker for Mineski as they take down that off lane yet again. That's going to be the second death there onto the Slardar compared to only 1 death on the Tidehunter.
Tidehunter's doing pretty well. He's got his Kraken shells, so he won't be taking as much damage as the Slardar.
Absolutely. So it looks like mid lane, Ben-Hur is dropping pretty low, and we do have EU here. Silence has been deployed by Ben-Hur. They're waiting for him to use the orb so that they can try and capitalize on that puck. But
he's got a Dream Coil as well.
He does have Dream Coil, but if EU comes in from the back lines again and gets a successful stop, that might be the death of Ben-Hur. And he does go for the phase shift. Still trying to pressure. They're trying to go for this, and EU gets the stop. Beautiful play. Beautiful play. Ben-Hur though, he tries to go for these really short orb jumps, but it's just not far enough with the way that TNT positions themselves with these jumps.
I think it's because he thought he could get far enough, but he didn't expect the Elder Titan to be there.
Yeah, well, who would expect an Elder Titan to gank a puck? Of all the heroes, an Elder Titan. Now Bocarino, oh, he's getting stunned up by that creep. Maledict is there. Now Bocarino, will he be able to walk out? This Kraken shell has popped. He was taking critical amounts of damage. Does that last hit kill him? Not quite though. They're still chasing, but they can't get him. There's not enough chase potential on the side of TNC to kill off that Tidehunter. So he's going to be able to go back into that jungle, maybe finish up a camp, and then go back to Fountain at least. So if you take a look at the CS situation now, you've got the Lifestealer leading with 40 CS compared to the 36 of that Juggernaut. So at this point, you could say both safe lane carries are more or less free farming. Sam H hasn't been able to apply any pressure into that top lane, so the Juggernaut's been more or less happy with the current position that he's at. Although for Mineski, it looks like they do have a bit of a grudge here onto Cuckoo. Ben-Hur saying, okay, please kill this Timbersaw. I am absolutely sick of him being here. So we've got 2 supports coming in. It's actually 1 for 1. Actually, no, I got the wrong team. They were thinking about the Ben-Hur.
I was just about to say.
It goes to show what happens when you don't have an energy drink before a cast. If you're tired, you need a drink. I need my Red Bull, I need my mothers, I need my monsters, I need something. Someone give me a coffee, if anything. If anyone can hear me right now, please just get me something with caffeine.
can just put it in the an envelope and just mail it to us. Thank you very much.
I'll just an envelope, throw it at the production crew. Maybe I'll get something.
Please don't do that.
It's okay, I'll wait.
They're gonna push up this top lane though. There's so much damage coming out from the Eidolons from Venge and I'm sorry, Enigma and Venge's aura as well.
So tower gonna go down. Not really much TNC can really do about this. They've got 3 cores that need to spend a lot of time farming, so their counter push when pushes like this happen is very, very weak. So for TNC, hopefully they have a solution to deal with this, but for now it looks like TNC, they might be on the receiving end of some more aggression as Mineski. They're going to smoke 3 up. This is the Tidehunter who has a Ravage. They can potentially grab 2 kills here, depending on the positioning of TNC. Sam H and EU, I hope they're prepared for this. So be very careful.
Wish we could play the Jaws theme song right now.
Oh, there was a scan by the Radiant. They actually knew they were coming, so they're only going to get 1. They will get Sam H. Easy kill. They're even going to commit the Omni Slash for this, and Sam H is still alive now. Still down. Black Hole gets deployed, but it's going to be too late. Sam H has gotten out. They actually get a Venture kill. Instead, Cuckoo is very, very low. In the back lines, they get a kill onto the Enigma. Everyone on the side of TNC, they have come in. They are going to at least defend this tower. And Mineski, they have made terrible misplays. They lose their slaughter by the puck, but the receiving end of this, TNC, they don't care. They've gotten everything that they wanted. They got 3 for 1. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the thing with Mineski is that they love tower diving. There's no way around it. But over mid lane, you got Puck getting slowed by Lifestealer. He pops the phase shift, but he's gonna orb away.
Yeah, it's not really much that Raven can do to kill off the puck, but I think also the big misplay there for TNC was that they didn't 100% lock down that slaughter. They were trying to chase down the extra.
I think you're talking about the wrong team.
No, Mineski were trying to kill off the slaughter.
You said TNC.
They're both Filipino teams. Mineski was trying
not the same.
Mineski was trying to kill the slaughter though, but because they didn't commit all their disables on that slaughter, because they were trying to go for extra, they overextended. And then the sleep coming in from the Elder Titan.
Yeah, that was a beautiful sleep though, that caught out 3 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got really good range of that. So because he got that sleep off, Sam H survived for so long, and that was enough for them to go for the turnaround, because obviously you can't wake up from sleep if you're not taking damage.
And Enigma actually threw out a black hole as well, so they've got black hole down for the next 100 seconds.
Yeah. So for Mineski, sorry, they need to be very careful, because if they commit their long cooldown spells for simple kills like this and they don't get them, they can be heavily punished with what TNC has. And you can take a look now. We're going to have a life steal up on here. Sam H comes in from the back line. He wants revenge. Denport from the tree line. They're going to get Jules right off the bat. Sam H, so he may be dropping. No, he's going to be fine. Karski tried to kill him, but Raging Potato is going to be dying very shortly now. Karp gets swept off, and he's also going to be picked off as well. The Bocarino could only look at his team and say, guys, I really can't do anything. There is no Ravage. And so Mineski completely ruffle stomped by TNC.
That was a 3 for none trade, if I'm not mistaken, right? 3 for none? 3 for none trade. They've got Dr. Alt down, but that was definitely worth it.
Really worth it. So if we take a look at net worth now, we are 10 minutes, almost 11 minutes into the game. Lifestealer is leading terms of net worth. He's sitting on 5.6k compared to 4.6 of that Juggernaut. So they're actually behind by about 1k. Now this is not completely terrible here for Mineski. They do have a reasonable gold distribution between their heroes, so there is still an opportunity for them to come back with their team fight lineup. They just need to make sure they execute it. If they can't execute, then I feel like their team fight, even though it may be strong, their draft can be completely outclassed with what TNC has if TNC gets any sort of momentum.
You know what they say, Dota is about who can throw the least.
Or who can throw the most.
I don't know, because previous games I've seen, you know, are early on they do really well, then they fall out late game because they have really bad decision making.
Yeah, C as a region, it's just so volatile, right? It's so volatile, it's so crazy. You can never really expect going to happen just because you expect the unexpected. That's really all you can do when you go into watching a Southeast Asian game. So, for example, we were watching a
Fnatic game? Fnatic versus TNC?
No. It was the White Fries game. Who was it? White Fries versus TNC, and it was the Weaver.
Was it X-Curation?
No, I think it was TNC, no? It was TNC versus White Fries. It was a Necrophos game. Necrophos and the Weaver. So Necrophos on White Fries and the Weaver on TNC, and lots of mistakes were made that game. And that's just an example. Even though you get teams such as TNC that have been doing very well as of late, they are still going to be able to, they're still human. They still make mistakes. They still make bad decisions. And it's part of the learning process for Dota. If you make the mistakes and you lose a game for it, it's still a learning process.
Yeah, and it's like you have teams like WG Unity who were 4-0, then they were 4-1 because they got beaten by Orange Tarring, who were 1-4.
Exactly. So anything can happen. Now for now it looks like the TNC, they want to group up with 3 at least in that middle lane, but we have the same reaction here from Mineski. They also have 3 heroes behind this puck, so 4 versus 3 so far. Everyone else on the side of TNC, they're still farming up with Sam H. He is not going to go straight for that Blink Dagger. He did go for the Iron Talon raindrop as well as the Power Tread. So it's going to be a while before we do have a blinking Slaughter. Whereas for the Lifestealer, Raven is looking in tip-top shape. He's practically got his armlet, 13 minutes in phase boots. And it's going to be going for the Desolator next, I believe. Unless he wants to go for something else, but I think it's going to be the Deso.
I think Cuckoo's on his way to Bloodstone. He's got Point Booster and he's got Soul Ring in his inventory.
Bloodstone's always going to be a Timbersaw thing. This race, someone may as well make a Bloodstone-inspired Timbersaw set.
A hat for him.
A hat. A blood hat. That makes sense. Alice in Wonderland themed, if anything.
Alright.
Excuse me.
You're gonna go finish off Roche right now with all the Lylons and Juggernaut stealing ward. And Juggernaut picking up the Aegis, alright.
And Mineski gonna have an extra asset to work with now. Not just big ultimates, but also a 2-life raging potato. So he's gonna be able to rage twice, if anything. At TNC though, it just seems like they're more or less content with how everything is going. It doesn't really seem like they're afraid of Mineski. They will start to group up. They have smoked up and they are going to be looking for some blood. Now, is it going to be with the help of the Timbersaw? It doesn't look like Cuckoo's gonna be coming in. He doesn't even have a TP scroll.
He got a haste rune though, so he can just easily pop it and run down.
I'm a little worried that he might not be able to get down in time because everyone has a lot of burst. Okay, that's alright then. So here we go, they're going to be coming in. Sam H, they see them, and Sam H goes down. Black Hole gets immediately cancelled. So that's going to be it. 2 is down, the Slaughter and the Enigma. They also get the kill onto the Vengeful Spirit. They crack the ground open, and Bocarino is going to be shredded to pieces. And now Raging Potato is trying to get out of there. Dream Coil saved there from Ben Hur. Now he needs to make sure he can get out of here, and the Dream Coil snap on the Timbersaw means he's not going to be able to chase. That's 3 for 1 so far, but TNC obviously taking the better end of that stick.
Yeah, they managed to cancel that black hole though. That was really impressive.
That was such a quick cancel as well.
I didn't even see the animation.
It popped up, I think, for a fraction of a second before it got cancelled. So really, really good play from TNC. Whereas for Mineski, they need to utilize these ults more because now that Black Hole and Ravage is down, they don't have any sort of defensive disengage. Even Dream Coil is down. So TNC can they can either like to 5-man push, or they can just head back into the jungle and just keep on farming. And farming seems like that's going to be the story here for TNC. They really are worried.
Either way, it wouldn't be bad because, you know, Lifestealer can just farm out and get his items. He's going for a Desolator right now. He's got his Blightstone in his inventory.
At this point, it's just TNC finishing up their items. Finish up their items, feel comfortable with the transition, and they should be good to go. Looks like they have managed to find out where Cast is. Cast might need a casket 6 feet under the ground. Very, very quick kill.
Please never use that joke ever again.
Not a joke.
Please.
That was not a joke. Oh, they managed to find Bocarino. He does not get slept, so cancelled. So for now, it looks like we have TNC going for a push for Mineski. They have Raging Potato solo pushing in that bottom lane by himself. So trying to at least go for a bit of an even trade here, if anything. But Slardart's going to be coming in. We also have another TP through, which is going to be the Timbersaw. Instant TP spin. So Raging Potato is going to be okay. Ends up being a tower for TNC. No T2 for Mineski as of yet. So progression on this game so far. Take a look at the graphs. 3k EXP lead for TNC. Only 1k net worth. So the game is still in a relatively even spot.
Yeah, surprisingly, the net worth graph is pretty pretty still. It's going up in favor of TNC, but it's not as much as I thought it would be. I
Yeah.
thought the net worth gap would be way more than that.
It's, if you take a look at the net worth charts though, you can tell as it is, it looks very close. Although the teams, they are playing their net worth rather differently. So you look at TNC, it's very top heavy. They're giving all of their gold to the Lifestealer and the Timber Saw. Whereas for Mineski, they're distributing it more evenly between the Jug, Timber, Puck, and the Enigma. So it seems like for Mineski, they're trying to get their items on all of their heroes rather than TNC, who's trying to invest everything into their top 2 cores.
But the thing with TNC is that they have heroes who aren't really that item dependent. I mean, you have Slaughter. All he needs is a Blink Dagger, and that's pretty much it for initiation.
Oh. Looks like they're trying to jump onto Ray, but Dream Coil has been used. And that's going to be about it. So Lifestealer gets out scot-free, and there's nothing to gain for Mineski. Maybe they were trying to bait some of the TNC heroes in that top lane, but no one really took the bait.
But yeah, as I was saying, they have heroes who aren't really that item dependent. I mean, you have Witch Doctor. All he needs right now is a Glimmer Cape or something like that to make sure he can escape and channel his ult. But that's pretty much it. Elephant doesn't really need much.
Yeah, it's true that they don't need much, but if you can at least get the defensive support items, then you'd be pretty much happy, right? Like Glimmer Capes, 4 staffs, so you have that extra utility when it comes to saving your allies.
TNC right now, their policy is we're not going to farm creeps, we're going to farm heroes.
Well, they're farming creeps now, so maybe the policy applies like 2 months from now. Not yet. Sampage has a Blink Dagger though, so knowing TNC with this Blink, they should be actively looking for kills with this now. Because they have the Blink Lifestealer bombs to work with, rather than just having the Timber Saw and a Sprint in Slaughter. So here we go, they're doing it right now. 3-man smoke. You have the Slaughter ready. And also keep in mind, Blink is done on Jewel. So we got Blink Black Holes. We haven't seen any successful ones as of yet, so maybe we could be seeing one very shortly. Now Cast has been found. Oh, this guy's been on the receiving end of a lot of ganks.
Yeah, I kind of feel sorry for him. He keeps getting caught out, and there's nothing they can do about it.
So Echo Saber is also done for the Lifestealer, so Raven is looking really loaded right now. He's essentially sleeping in a mansion every night, whereas you compare him to the Jug. Jug has equal net worth, but he has invested a lot of his gold into the Battle Fury, which is a farming item. It's not an item that's going to be able to make him fight anytime sooner.
Yeah, and it's going to take him a while to actually come online.
So effectively, his net worth is much less than we currently see here on the net worth chart. So for now, TNC, their net worth is what they have for now. Mineski, it's what they have later. That's practically what their net worth is on this Jug. The rest of their team, it's okay. It's not bad. They are, at this point, just investing in the Jug. I'm concerned, though, because it's a single core lineup. Puck becomes utility as the game gets later and later. He really doesn't scale on a similar level.
He went for a Veil.
Yeah.
But I think he should go for something like a Hex.
If most of the time, Pucks nowadays, I think because there's a Lifestealer, he's going to have to also consider an Agonist pickup. So that you at least have that Dream Coil snap that goes through BKB to control the Lifestealer. Because as it stands, their only BKB piercing disables is Black Hole and a potential swap from Venge. But you never really want to swap a Lifestealer into the middle of your teammates, right? So they don't really have the best way of controlling not just the Lifestealer, but also the Timber Saw as well.
I think Timber Saw is going to be fine though. He's making his way to an Aether Lens. He's got 12 charges on his Bloodstone. But he hasn't really been fighting.
He doesn't really need to, he's just farming. His net worth is significantly higher than the Puck, who's his counterpart. Tower goes down, TP, they didn't spend the crush, they're actually running through, they get the stun, Ravage as well. Is this the fight in for Mineski? They lose one already, Black Hole, they can't cancel this one. That's gonna be 3 kills going in the way of Mineski. So they got one more, Cast, he tried to save the day, sorry, that was Demon. He tried to go for the death ward, but he gets down. Now EU, he is by himself. Mineski, that was the fight they were looking for. They got the Ravage off, they got that Black Hole, and with nothing to cancel it, they completely punished TNC.
This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
This is what they needed a long time ago. So it's going to help at least equalize the game and slowly start snowballing Mineski forward. Mineski, their draft is so early game oriented. Their transition to late game is not that strong.
And I think TNC thought that they were able to take the fight. That's why they brought the Timber Saw down. But I didn't. They didn't really expect all of that to happen.
Yeah, they really didn't. So at this point, if you're TNC, you got to be worried. Next time you go into that fight, you got to be so careful. There could
You
be
need
a
to be
ravage.
a bit more cautious now, especially when their Juggernaut is making his way to items and Enigma. Enigma is really doing really well right now. He positioned himself to make sure that he got the person who could cancel his black hole.
So at this point, if you're TNC, Cuckoo has to be considering a BKB. He has to consider a BKB this game. There is no way he's going to be able to survive without one. Even though Aghanim's Dream Coil is going to be a problem, even though Black Hole is going to be a problem, even though Swap is a problem, the thing here is that Cuckoo just needs to make sure he does not get caught in the initial Ravage, because the setup for Mineski is so key for getting those Ravages, for getting the Black Holes off. If you don't have the setup, the Black Hole is not going to be able to get as many targets as you would actually like them to. Bit of a cheeky ward here from Demon, gonna spot out where some of these Mineski heroes are in TNC. Oh, they're going into base. They killed off Ben-Hur so quickly, and they're gonna get Jules as well. Black Hole is down. The cast is bouncing between two, and after Mineski, they had to buy back on the Enigma, but he's got no Black Hole for 58 seconds, no Ravage in 21. TNC, very nice punish, but down towards the bottom lane, you take a look at what Raging Potato is doing. He's trying to hit on the T3 towers to at least send someone back. Successfully sent back to Timbersaw. There is now a blink though picked up on this Tide Hunter with 7 seconds left on Savage. Do they consider going into this roll? They've actually gone in with the Omni Slash that's bouncing between all of them. The spin as well, he has to run away. It looks like everyone's going to disengage. Nobody wants to fight. Mineski, they were looking for it, but TNC were way too far for them to consider going back in.
But what I liked about TNC is that they didn't hesitate. They knew that Black Hole was down, they knew the Ravage was down, so they went straight for mid lane just to pick off a couple of heroes, and it worked.
So we'll see if I wonder if TNC is going to be able to get more kills off like that though, because if you're Mineski and you notice them going for kills inside your own base, you've got to be so careful about that. You can't give too much away, especially with the kind of drop that they have. If you can give a Tide Hunter an early refresher orb, if you can give this Enigma a BKB, then that's going to be the end of it. Because TNC, they have nothing that's going to be able to pierce a BKB Jules. Jules with this Black Hole is unstoppable if that BKB comes up. Oh, they want to go for a kill on the Raging Potato. Can they burst him down in time? They do. And they're going to go to Ben-Hur as well. He has no orb in 2 seconds. He does phase shift out. He has a blink available, but no, he goes down. He tried to orb out, but the orb...
so much damage.
It's the Death Slow on Raven and also that... What was it? The Echo Saber. Just getting those 2 hits in, it does so much damage. Taking the tower down as well at 25 minutes in. TNC are saying, we want this game now.
But I think TNC should be careful right now though, because Enigma's got its Black Hole up.
But they've got no follow-up, there's no jug, there's no puck, so even though they have these spells, who's going to be able to kill who? It's going to be TNC killing off Mineski. Lockdown does not matter if there's no follow-up damage. Playing it out so safely. Oh, look at Cuckoo, he tried to go for a bit of a jump onto Bocarino, but it's been done. Cuckoo, Maleficent is there, going to be one more disable, and then he's going to be able to get out of there with the chains. Get out very nicely. No reaction from Mineski as everyone is still respawning. They're not comfortable enough to come back into the fray. So at this point, it's TNC dictating the flow of the game with their 15k net worth on that jug on Mineski. However, I'm really not feeling the impact of this jug. They're putting everything onto him. Like, Puck is the second in net worth. He's 8.5k. But let's be honest, Raging Potato's presence has not been felt. He is not able to contribute enough. He's not become that beast that they need him to.
I mean, he's trying, but honestly, there's just so much lockdown for him.
Well, he's gone for maneuverability as well as a Manta style. Those are not damage items. It helps him move around, it helps dispel things, but it's not going to help him when it comes to trying to killing off these TNC heroes.
So what do you reckon he should build?
He needs to go for a damage item next. He needs to go for a damage item next. In terms of what they need, it's very hard to say. I cannot say what he really needs right now. Unless he wants to go for HP, he has picked up the ultimate orb, so is there Skadi in consideration here for him? Like, he'll be tanky, yes, but it's up against a lifestealer. You don't want tanky. What else does he really go for?
Probably butterfly or something. I don't know. I think a butterfly would be a pretty good item, but then again, lifesteal can always just go MKB to counter it.
Yep, MKB. Oh gosh. Mineski, what's the plan here? What is the plan? The thing with Mineski as a team is that every single time Mineski has issues when it comes to late game decision making. Not just late game, we have seen them make a couple of iffy decisions today. But it's not the end of the world. They need to make sure that for them to stay in this game, they need to have that mindset there. They need to be worried about TNC because as it stands, TNC, they have control of the game. If you take a look at warding as of now, there's not that much vision for TNC, but they're not afraid to make those risky plays. Whereas for Mineski, they've got a lot of defensive wards. They are scared. They are worried about TNC making those maneuvers.
But if Mineski can pull off what they did at bot lane earlier, then I think they can come back. Honestly, I do think that they can come back.
They can come back, but it also depends on whether Mineski's going to be able to predict that happening, right? Like down bottom, that's like you would have expected. Like you see a Sala sprinting at you, what are you going to think? What are you going to think? Like what could it be? Is it going to be a lifestealer bomb? Do you think it's someone trying to feed you kills?
I mean,
it's rather predictable.
I don't know, all they have to do right now is just pace themselves and concentrate. Because I think right now they're panicking. They're not really sure what to do.
It's just, even though you say that they need to like slow it down a little bit and to get that control back, they can't live the game for too long. But that's the problem. They don't have a draft that's going to give them time. Or they don't have a draft that benefits off of time. I feel like that's an issue here for Mineski. The sort of heroes that they've drafted has very little room for error, especially this early on. If you give too much away, then the draft in itself is just going to flop. The draft, it requires team synergy and execution. If you don't have that, you're not going to be able to even take this game quite easily. Not to say that TNC won't make mistakes of their own. TNC has made mistakes. Everyone is human. It's just a matter of whether they're going to be able to spot that out. So TNC, Mineski, at this point, I would say that they know each other. Filipino squads train with each other all the time. They would have, at this point, memorized how everyone plays. So going for those surprises, it's not going to be easy.
And if you look at the net worth graph right now, there's such a big difference between TNC and Mineski. I'm not going to do the math because I can't do math, but you know.
Graphs, it is starting to go in favor of TNC, but it's just because they managed to get that first set of Raxes. I guess another thing we forgot to really talk about is Rax that got taken down. Now, Raxes, the earlier a Rax gets taken down, the worse it is. Now, the biggest is with this, oh gosh, Juggernaut did go for Skadi, but the thing is, taking a Rax down early means that that lane is going to be consistently pressured. If you don't have a hero that's able to farm that efficiently, then that's going to be a big problem. Now, Mineski, they do have the Juggernaut who can do this effectively by himself, but if the Jug is busy, the rest of his team is actually going to struggle killing off those creeps every single time. So it just consistently means that Mineski always has to keep an eye on their side of the map, thinking like, oh, where are the creeps? Do I need to keep them off the base? Because backdooring is a possibility here for TNC, especially when the T2s actually drop.
Oh, they're going to come in for a smoke here.
Oh, EU's going to break the smoke there. They saw this coming. Link forward. They're going to go in for a kill onto Demon. Died very, very quickly. So that's going to be it. They only get a support Witch Doctor, so not really much to show for their smoke, but it's a kill, I suppose.
Yeah, it's better than nothing. They're really desperate for kills right now at this point, and I think picking off the Witch Doctor isn't that bad because you got him down for 35 seconds, no cask and no death ward.
So Roshan is going to be contested. Now this is rather difficult for Mineski because TNC have a lot of things they can throw to that Roche pit. That's going to be the sleep. They also have the Chakram coming in from the Timber Saw. There's also a potential death ward when Demon comes back. There's a lot of things that TNC can throw into the Roche pit to actually contest this. The Cuckoo's made a mistake. He's made a mistake. The Sentry ward. The range for it is up to here. Actually, my drawing's terrible. Probably there. So that line, that was the line of death.
I don't think he was expecting the sentry there, though. They just put the sentry there to check for a ward, but I mean, Timbersaw got the worst end of it. He's got 8 Bloodstone charges now, so that's not fun for him.
Yeah, he hasn't really been able to snowball with that, unfortunately. That's the thing with Timber Swords. If he can snowball with that Bloodstone, then you're going to be in a really good spot so that you can apply more pressure because you have more mana pool to work with, and that he can be that nuisance that Mineski has to deal with. Because let's face it, if you play up against a Timber Sword with what Mineski has, if you can't control him, he is going to be able to rip some of your really squishy heroes to shreds. Enigma does not have an escape mechanism. The Venge can swap, but she ideally cannot have an escape mechanism because she's going to always go for defensive swaps. She's never going to use it for herself.
But I think the Timbersaw hasn't really done much. He does have a Bloodstone and he has his Aether Lens, but sometimes he's not really in there during the fights. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That his presence hasn't really been felt. And I would have to agree with you. They haven't really been fighting with the Timber Sword, but that's because they've been using the Nake's Lifestealer combination mostly to be applying that pressure. Timber Sword's been here and there, but I think they're trying to get the Timber Sword farmed up so that if the game does go late, then he's more or less ready to go. So for now, both squads going to keep farming. This net worth discrepancy for Mineski is very scary. They've put everything into this jug. Like, what's left for the rest of the team? The Puck has only got a Yules, a Blink, as well as the Veil with his treads. And then
But,
after him is the Enigma.
Jules almost finishes BKB, so that's going to be a giant plus for Mineski to make sure that they pull off the black hole.
It will help. It will definitely help. But the thing is, if the jug dies, how do they kill TNC?
With love and respect.
Love and respect, blood, sweat, and tears. The rose, the thorn of a rose, just anything. At this point, Mineski's gonna have to take anything for damage, just absolutely anything. They did not make this game easier for themselves with this draft. So BKB finally done. Enigma. It just seems like Mineski, they're just sort of bunkering down and saying, okay, we are ready for you. We are ready for you. We want to fight you. But we
Fight me IRL 1v1 me.
But Demon has an Axe. So and Aghanim's Death Ward. 34 minutes into the game is a reasonably good timing. Even to be able to accumulate that much gold in this frame of time, it just goes to show how much they've been able to get away with this passive play, whereas for Mineski, they're grouping up, they're hiding behind the jug. Now, will they accomplish anything?
But the thing with Witch Doctor is that you look at the net worth difference between him and the Venge. There's 4k difference between them, and Venge is suffering really, really bad.
Yeah, the biggest reason though that she's suffering is because that they haven't been able to grab that many kills. She's always died. She's always been the first one to go down, so she's never going to be there for the EXP and gold. You see already, like 11 kills for Mineski. She's been in 8 of them, but even then, it's rather impossible for Cast to do anything because you have 4 cores farming the map. It's just Cast saying, okay team, take the gold, I will be a moving observer ward. So if I spot anything out, you leave.
Or I die first and then we leave.
And that's too, yes. So both squads taking it really, really slow. Do we have anything coming up anytime soon? I did pop this open up earlier. We have the Perseverance picked up on the Tide Hunter, so a Refresher Orb is going to be in the game at some point. Taking a look at the rest of the team, no more progression. This is pretty much all there is for Mineski. Whereas you take a look at TNC, they are loaded with items.
I got Timbersaw with the Shivas. I thought I was going to go for a Hex, but obviously Shivas is a better item choice.
Yeah. So Tower will go down for Mineski. Gonna have a little bit of extra gold for the supports to work with now. They just buy more Observer Wards. Caster's like, okay, I'm pretty much done. I'm just going to buy wards at this point because I know my money's never gonna accumulate over 1.5k gold.
Being in position 5 is fun.
Position 5 is fun, Kappa. So it looks like for now, TNT are the ones hiding in their base. So, are they trying to bait Mineski into the high ground push? It looks like it's going to be the case.
Well, they've got Aegis, and... Did they take a Roche Timer? Did we take the Roche Timer?
Nope. Nope. We did not.
But hopefully they use the Aegis to their full potential, and hopefully they're able to get some kills and not just let it go to waste.
Gosh, this passivity. This passivity. I wouldn't blame the teams for this though. They want to win, and you're gonna do anything in your power to win. So Roche respawns in 5.5 minutes. So TNC, they're gonna group up. They want to go right now.
You know what would be really unfortunate though if they were in the middle of the fight and Juggernaut's Aegis expires?
That has happened before.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, Omni Slash down towards bottom lane. Cuckoo, he actually gets hit. Whoa, 500 crit from that Jug. He actually kills off Cuckoo. Oh no, that was a deny, sorry. He commits suicide. I didn't see the exclamation point for some reason, it was strange.
They're gonna go look for the Enigma.
Can I get
found
him? Oh no. Oh, he blinks. Is he juked? He's juked them. They can't find him. So Enigma's getting out scot-free.
Juggernaut coming with a butterfly now. He's got a butterfly and a Scotty.
Butterfly and Scotty. So tanky, hits hard. The Lifestealer have any progression on an MKB? He's got 2k gold, so he's gonna at least be able to build towards this.
And hey, Juggernaut's got damage now. Isn't that what you wanted?
He got damage, but he is going to be quite annoying for the Lifestealer. The Lifestealer doesn't mind. He loves high HP targets.
Can't have it all.
Yeah, I guess so. Very, very sad. They TP out, and her going towards bottom lane, and Mineski bail out again. They bailed so many times now, just feinting a push, and then they back out. Feinting a push, back out.
I don't think they're gonna commit to a push until the next Roche, though.
They don't need to. They do have a very good team fight lineup with what they have. Black Hole and Ravage is going to be amazing in the Roche pit. Now, is there BKBs coming up onto TNC? There are no BKBs. So, no.
Not even on the Witch Doctor.
So this game's really taken a turn for the worst, I suppose. Now this is really uncharacteristic for a Filipino squad, so if I do say so myself. Normally Filipino teams, they love aggression, they love to apply a lot of aggression onto their opponents.
But I think Mineski and TNC knows what's on the line, so they're going to play a bit more safer than they previously have.
Yeah, it makes sense though. It's TI1 qualifier, there's only going to be best of ones in the round robin. You obviously at this point you'd want to be getting into TI through the direct invite after reaching first in the groups.
Or at least in the playoffs.
Playoffs is like the backup. So if you don't get in for winning all of your qualifier games or winning all of your best of ones or at least accumulating the most points, then yeah. So 40 minutes in. Let's take a look at all the other stats because looks like this game is not going to change anytime soon. So we do have a lot of buybacks available. Only 3 not available. It's both supports on TNC, one of the supports on Mineski. Everyone else has buyback.
Look at the XP graph though. It's going down now in Mineski's favor.
Yeah, well it's because Mineski's been able to farm the map. It just seems like TNC felt so comfortable early game, but then all of a sudden they decided to group up when they stayed inside their base. So they are definitely afraid of Mineski, it seems.
I think Lifestealer's gonna go for an MKB. He's got 1 slot open. He's got 2.9k gold. Probably gonna save for buyback first though.
Yeah. So game has still gone relatively slowly. So let's direct our attention away from this game a little bit. Now, what has been the most entertaining game for you that you've watched today?
I think it was the 77-minute game TNC had.
Which one? They had 2.
I think it's the White Fries one, right?
Ah, that one.
Yeah.
That was definitely a interesting game to watch. There was lots of good and bad plays made. That's why.
Isn't that the case with most games, though?
No, this was frustrating. So Juggernaut Illusion's just gonna be a little annoying.
They're gonna check for Roche. Roche is up in 1 minute.
TNC are really worried. They don't want to contest Mineski at all. It's just them saying, no way, Jose, don't want to have anything to do with this.
Oh, I think they're gonna check the Roche pit. Oh, they finally left the base, so there's that.
Well, they might run into the jug there, but he has blinked out. Raging Potato, he has Omni Slash. Does he try and go for a solo kill? No, he doesn't. He is actually just going to go around and keep farming. The rest of his team, though, we have in the jungle. Cast has actually been caught out. Gem has been deployed and dropped, unfortunately, so it's going to be picked up. Omni Slash, though, committed. Oh, Sam H. He's got 2 gems. He needs to run. He wants to run away with the Dream Coil commitment, and Raven is actually having to try and run away from Raging Potato. Ravage is there. Black Hole as well from Jules. Mineski, they've broken through TNT's defense. That's 3 of them down. They're going to get 1 more in EU as well. They're all down bottom. And the creep wave is here as well. So they can actually push high ground. Cuckoo is trying to go for kills, but look at those buybacks. 2 of them coming out already. Ready for TNC. 2 buybacks. 3 for defense because supports are down. And Ben-Hur going in for silences. They're trying to delay, but they got what they wanted. Melee Rax is down. Ben-Hur is slow. Cuckoo trying to look for kills, but they can't quite find it. Can they kill this puck at least? Faced out. Yules as well. Has he got blink? He does. He blinks out. Orb as well. He's going to be A-okay. Jules is here. So just 1 team fight and Mineski just breaks through TNC's defenses.
I have one question though. Is this the part where TNC starts tilting?
Well, it just seemed that because they played so passively, they're going to start getting punished for it.
Because they were playing passively because this was the thing they wanted to avoid, and it happened. So I think TNC's probably like, oh god, what do we do now?
It just felt weird, right? Because their approach early game was to go for these ganks to kill Mineski when they were still separated. And then at one point they just decided, okay, we're just going to stick together as a team inside our base. We'll farm together. We'll do everything together. And it's really hurting them now because it's actually given a lot of space to Mineski. Because they're going to have a lot of farm on all their cores. Like,
they're going to go in for Roche. So this is definitely going to help them.
Can they kill it in time though? That's the problem. Like, take a look at what Mineski has. They're coming in. Omni Slash is going to be thrown out. And unfortunately, double damage rune is there. Ravage gets deployed again from Bocarino. Spin is through. Raging Potato, he may die. He dies. The amplified damage is going to be enough to at least kill him off. The crushes there onto Bocarino. Ravage is down. There's no black hole for another 64 seconds. Swapper's there keeping Bocarino alive. They just go for the debuff and they're going to keep on chasing. He used by himself. Meanwhile, they do kill off the Vengeful Spirit and Mineski. They do have a lot of heroes still alive. They did force out that buyback on the jug, so there's now no buyback available. Oh, I guess he got buyback. I thought he died. Oh no, he does. Yeah, that was weird. I think I was looking at the wrong thing, but yeah, Jug does not have buyback. I think I'm tilting now. It's not just the teams. I think I'm tilting myself. Gosh.
You can't tell right now. You've got 3 more games to cast.
I know, that's the problem. Someone help me grab an energy drink after this. Oh gosh.
But that was really interesting though, because at first it seemed as if everything was going to go in Mineski's favor, but now everything is going back to TNC's favor. They've got the Venge down, they got Juggernaut down, and they made it out the buyback.
Gosh, look at that graph. Mineski have just accumulated such a lead. Such a big lead. That's ridiculous. That's unacceptable, actually. TNC should not be giving Mineski this sort of head start with, not head start, but shouldn't really be giving away this much to them at all. It should be TNC the ones controlling the tempo of the game because they're not ultimate dependent. Whereas you look at Mineski's all ultimate dependent. It's like Ravage, has Black Hole, and they're down, they're super vulnerable, but TNC haven't really been the ones to capitalize on it. They'll team fight into everything, they will survive or they'll grab kills. That's it. They don't really... I don't feel like they're showing enough response to this.
Do you think this is going to be another 77-minute game for TNC?
Maybe. I'm not prepared for this. So it looks like we're going to have some 5-man, 4 bodyguard, 1 farming operations here for Mineski. Everybody is watching Potato. Everybody on his team. It's just like, okay, we need to watch Potato. We need to keep him alive.
Yeah, he doesn't have buyback, so if he dies, then this is probably the end for Mineski.
Everyone else, though, TNC, nobody else has buyback, actually. Only 2 of them do, Enigma and Elder Titan. Now, it looks like they did try and go on for a bit of a jump here with Sam H. Omni Slash deployed back to this wall. Sam H dies down. Raven comes down. He's gone for the rage. And They need to keep on chasing now. They're going to have to keep on going. Now they do have the Enigma Black Hole. Can they onto 2 Jules? It's going to be the finish of that Timbersaw. Timbersaw got caught with that Black Hole. The Earth opens and EU by himself. Raven is here as well. He has no rage. He's silenced up. He's going to die. He has the Aegis slow, but TNC completely dismantled. And Raven gets bashed, killed, and dead. TNC. Ultra kill to Raging Potato. Ultra kill.
That was a 4-for-none exchange, and wow, they took down the Life Stealer and Witch Doctor, just trying to get out right now.
God, Potato is huge. Now you have a Refresher Orb on the Enigma as well. You got double Ravage and double Black Hole. What do you do?
Sit there and smile and hope for the best.
I don't know if you want to sit there and smile. I think you want to do a little bit more than that.
But yeah, this was exactly what I was talking about. TNC had such a great lead early on, and now Mineski is controlling the game.
You cannot give this amount of net worth to Enigma and Tidehunter. You just can't. Raging Potato, because he knows no one's available, he just goes straight onto the Raxes. Goes straight onto finishing that Rax. T3 here in the middle lane is going to be exposed. No buyback, so unfortunately it's just going to be a glyph, and TNC hoping that that's not going to be enough, but look at this damage coming out from Raging Potato. Tower goes down, Rax is under siege. Now the Puck, does he act as bait? Does he keep them at bay? No, Mineski is just going to separate, stand behind him.
They're just going to take the Rax, and TNC isn't going to do anything about it until the Life Stealer comes back up.
Even if the Life Stealer comes back up, you've got double Black Hole. You're going to have a double Ravage in 40 seconds.
Well, technically you can only have one Black Hole because Refresher was already used.
Oh, he actually used the pressure. I thought it was actually going to hold on to that.
Yes, he actually thought that was going to break out a lot sooner than he expected.
Yeah, that may have been the case.
But I'm starting to see a pattern here with all C games. You have one team doing really well early on, and the enemy team not doing as well. Then after that, suddenly their carry catches up, and then they turn a tide.
I really just feel like it's been it's TNC not respecting Mineski enough. They thought that if they sat passive and they were farming that they'd be okay, but because they've given too much time away to the Juggernaut, that he's actually unmanageable because he has such great backup. If they kill the Jug, Mineski is left wide open for TNC for the takings. But if they can't kill him, problem, they've actually ran into EU, who is by himself. There is going to be the S for the Ravage coming in as well. Refresher deployed as well. There's the double Ravage. Black Hole as well. There is nothing TNC can do. Oh, what? Mineski on foot?
The Witch Doctor out. They didn't cancel the Witch Doctor out and let it channel. Wow.
Demon!
He actually got
freaking
2 of them down.
Oh, Demon! They got no buyback!
No, he's got 3 of them down. He got 3 of them down.
He's got no buyback! Hey, did Mineski just throw the game?
There's Tidehunter with a buyback, but I don't think they can do much because Juggernaut's down for a really long time. He's already used his buyback.
Mineski, what's happening? Mineski, did they just throw this game away? TNC, are they going straight for the T4s? They're going straight for T4s. They're saying, don't want to fight into you anymore. Mineski, this may have just been the largest throw of the TINCA qualifiers. Gimme freaking ho! Saving the game here for TNC. Now let's see if they can go for the defense here. Mineski, they need to delay this as much as possible. Black Holes, Ravages, Puck is down. He has buyback. Needs to buy back. T4s are down. Ancient is exposed. Ocarino is trying to do something. He's saying, take me instead, but that's not going to be good enough. Can't even do anything. Swap is there. Echo stop. They need to delay this. Ancient is half. 47 seconds on this Jug. It's GG. Mineski.
And there it goes.
Mineski has given the game away to TNC. Emmy?
That Witch Doctor ult really turned the game away because at that point it really looked like it could be either team's game, but then Witch Doctor, because Mineski didn't really pay attention much to the Witch Doctor, they didn't shut him down. And there he goes.
They didn't have buyback. That was the thing. They thought they were so far ahead that they were going to be able to get away with it, but Jimmy Ho though. Just
yeah, the thing was
saving
yeah,
the
they
game.
didn't really care much about the Witch Doctor. They didn't really expect it. So, you know, there you go.
That's going to be it for that series, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been me, Daily, as well as Emika. We're going to send you back over to our analysts over at the couch. Take it away, guys.
Дополнительное время. Очередь команды Сил Света запрещать героя. Очередь команды Сил Тьмы запрещать героя.
2 here for the International 6 Regional Qualifiers.